Let's get ready for another episode of Twist, the weekend sports talk, with Mike Reeves, Matt Benn, and Greg Green Bay Bowman. Coming live from Absolute Sports Cars. Here's your host.
What's going on?
Hello.
Here we are. We are live. We are on location, and we are in Savage at Absolute Sports Cards. So thank you for tuning in with us, everybody. Episode 13, The Beard.
Something
James
like
Harden.
that.
Dan Marino.
It's a beautiful beard, yeah.
Dan Marino. Who else?
Lucky number 13, right?
Lucky number
That's what they
13. It's actually a leap year today, too. So you'll only see this episode, once every 4 years?
Something like that.
So we're excited. We got a good lineup of stuff from the weekend sports talk. Our first interview, we're going to kick it off with ESPN's own Mike Corey.
Where's he from?
Where's he from? He's a college
Yeah, I know. What station?
The 4-letter.
ESPN.
ESPN guest here, people.
Like, where's he from? He went to
Woo!
Delaware. He grew up in Brattleboro.
That's all great and dandy, but he's from ESPN.
Works
Don't
for
get it
ESPN.
twisted. Yeah.
So he's a college sports play-by-play commentator for ESPN, having joined the network in 2011. He regularly calls a variety of sports with an emphasis on football, basketball, and lacrosse.
Awesome.
So we are going to kick off the show with him. Let's give him a ring. Mike.
Yep.
Hey,
Good morning. Welcome to Twist Nation. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
fabulous.
Fantastic. Thanks for being on, man. We greatly appreciate it.
You got it.
Cool.
So we're live. We're in a sports cards and memorabilia shop right now here in Savage, Minnesota.
Awesome. How's it going over there?
Great.
It's going good, man. The weather's nice. The sun's out. That's what it's all about. Where are you at right now?
Right now, getting ready for Florida and Tennessee. So looking forward to this one. It's going to be a packed house today, and we're on at 2 o'clock on ESPN too.
No doubt. And who's favored in that matchup then? Is it Florida?
No, it's a pretty close matchup. I think it's pretty much even right now. The way that these teams are playing, and especially college basketball, you never know what to expect.
No doubt. Yeah. We definitely know all about that with the heartbreaker with the Gophers this last week. Yeah, that's definitely some of it. So
You work for the four-letter network. Was that, kind of career something that you always wanted to get into, Mike?
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I started doing radio way back in 1999, actually. I used to do Delaware football and basketball on the radio, and started getting the TV a little bit, and it just kind of worked its way up to where we are now. So it's, but it was definitely something I wanted to do since like ninth grade.
And how did you get your job there at ESPN?
Just by, kind of working on a couple of regional games. I lived down in Delaware and worked on some of the stuff in the Philadelphia market. It was Comcast Sportsnet at the time, which is now like NBC, regional networks, and did a couple games there, football, basketball, lacrosse. And then I kind of turned those tapes, over to those guys, and, was fortunate enough to get an opportunity, and then it just keeps going from there.
Cool. So you're talking a lot about football, basketball, lacrosse. When you were 9, 10 years old in your living room, you had the soup ladle in your hand, pretending to do play-by-play. What was your go-to sport? What was your favorite sport when you were just a kid wanting to do play-by-play?
Yeah, it was basketball. I mean, I played basketball growing up. I mean, I wasn't, great or anything like that, but it was fun. I always enjoyed doing games, and I played, through varsity, and it was fun. I was a big Celtics fan, still am, of course, but growing up in New England, I grew up in Vermont, so I was a big Boston Celtics Larry Bird fan, so that was kind of, part of it. But yeah, that's my favorite, and it still is, just because it's back and forth, it's fun, it's really exciting. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, football is great too, but basketball is probably my favorite.
So are the Celtics going to actually give the Bucks some competition this year?
Yeah, I know. I hope so. I mean, you never know. The NBA is fun and exciting too. I think so is college basketball this year. So yeah, both are fun to watch, and you never know what's going to happen. You really don't.
So what's the best game that you've ever called, whether it's basketball, lacrosse, football, anything?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I've been asked that a few times. I don't know. I've done a bunch of bowl games. Those are always some of the most exciting, just as most people are watching. I think for me, when I was growing up or doing this early, it was in radio and Delaware football. When I was doing their games, they won the national championship, the FCS title in like 2003. That was just a really fun season. We had great people there and a lot of fun games. But for me, that's kind of personally big wise. I don't know. I've done some of the top teams before, just regular season games and stuff. But yeah, nothing really crazy stands out. I guess that for me is a championship run. That was a lot of fun for me that season.
Awesome. So then focused on the tournament ahead of us, what are some of your sleepers that if they make the tournament this year, they could be really dangerous?
Yeah, you look at the list and, like I said, this is just a really crazy year. I know they're not really sleeper right now because everybody's down high rank, but like the Dayton Flyers, I do a lot of games in the Atlantic 10. I like that league. I think they're going to do really well. St. Louis is really good there. Rhode Island is good. There's some pretty good teams out of that league. The American I always find to be another one because, again, it's just outside of some of the top, places that people think of. And it's like you got Houston, you got Cincinnati is a really good team. That's always good. I don't know. You can never count out teams like Michigan State and Villanova because they have the experience and they've been there. Seton Hall's having a really good season. There's a host of teams. I just heard on game day today they thought about like 9 teams could win the title. Like that was their range, and that's typically what it is. Like you want to pick, all these weird teams and sleepers, but when it all comes down to it, there's a select group of teams that have actually won the national title. If you look back over the last 25, 30 years, there's not 30 different teams that could win it all. But I don't know. This could be an interesting year. I'm looking forward to the tournament.
And that's really the thing about this year, Mike, is that, there is so much competition in all of college basketball. There's not really a Zion this year. There's not really somebody that can really dominate you each and every game. So that's pretty awesome to see.
Right. No, exactly right. There's not guys out there, and it's a team effort. You know what I mean? Like I think that's kind of why some of these senior-laden teams or teams that have been through a tournament a couple times, they've won a game and they know what to expect. Might be the ones that could move, and win a few games.
Right. We're talking right now with Mike Corey of ESPN. Our guest interview today and all of our interviews are brought to you by Bricks Boatworks and Savage. We'll give them. So thank you to Bricks Boatworks for this interview with Mike. Mike, so Matt had mentioned kind of your sleeper teams for the tournament. If you had to choose right now, who would you throw in your Final Four?
Geez. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I do like Dayton. I really think they can be in there. And I know these aren't sleepers right now, but I'm just giving you the Final Four. I think Gonzaga's going to be there. I actually think Gonzaga might win the national title this year. They're there every single season. They're unbelievable. Mark Few, I don't think has one less than 23 games in the 20-plus years he's been there. It's sick. And I think them, with a team that has 7 players averaging double figures, I don't know who you key on in that game. I know they just lost the other night at BYU, but I like Gonzaga to actually win it all. So I'll just give you that right then. Dayton, I think, could make it into the Final Four. A lot of people like Florida State. I don't know if I'm sold on them, but they are very, very good. Seton Hall, it's good. I like them. Maybe an Auburn or a Penn State. Somebody like one of those 2 teams. They've been through a ton of good games. I like Penn State. They've really worked hard to get to their position. So I'm just trying to think of somebody outside of maybe all the main teams. But if I can give you like 2, I think for me, for sure, I feel like Gonzaga and Dayton.
Matt's over here doing a bracket right now, picking Gonzaga to win.
No, I'm taking down all the notes here, Mike. I appreciate all the cheater notes.
Hey, don't worry. We all think we know what's going to happen. So don't take everything I say. You can listen to the experts, and they're going to be all wrong. This is a crazy year. I didn't even know what to do for when the bracket comes out.
Sure. So when I go to MikeCoreySports.com, just scrolling through, doing a little research on you, I see that there is a plug for what's called SL24. It's Unlock the Light. Would you like to elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. That was a feature we did just a couple weeks ago, and I got asked to go to this event a year and a half ago. It's in Delaware. It's for a former Delaware basketball player who unfortunately committed suicide in the middle of the summer of 2018. And since I used to do the games there, I'm obviously very familiar with a lot of people and a lot of connections, and it means a lot to me there. So when I went to this tournament, they had this high school basketball tournament to raise money for mental health and for the foundation. And they're actually putting together a house on campus at the University of Delaware for this player. His name is Sean Locke, and it's where he used to live on campus. And it's going to be a house where any high school or college student can walk in free of charge and receive counseling for anything that you're going through for mental health.
That's awesome.
And so that's what this basketball tournament did again this past February. They had it 2 years in a row. They raised probably almost $250,000. And I'm just kind of really behind it because it's something that I think it affects everybody. This was obviously the most grave of situations where, this guy took his life. And it's horrible, but the family has done such an amazing job of turning it into the best positive they can. And like I said, I think everybody's dealing with something, and you don't know. And let's hope it's not as tough as this, but, everybody's kind of going through something. So I think mental health for everybody is a huge topic of conversation. I was honored to be part of the tournament to kind of help out and raise awareness for it. And we put this video together to kind of show his life and that, hey, you never know, what somebody's going through. Like, he had a lot of great things going for him and nobody had any idea. So we just want to kind of create awareness behind it. And it's really kind of taken off. I mean, we've reached close to, maybe 150,000 people with this video. And then we've heard stories of people coming forward and telling their family members or coaches or people that they had depression and then they could use help. So just to feel like you're kind of saving some lives on this is so important. It makes you feel good. It's not about grabbing Twitter followers. It's about, helping people, and I think we've done that. So I appreciate bringing that up. Really proud of
and just know that, since you've been on our show, Mike, we greatly appreciate it. You're a part of the Twist family just for coming on now. So we will be making a donation after the show as well from Twist to you, just to help out Unlock the Light, because that means a lot to us as well. So that's
awesome. Thank you guys for doing that. That's really, really cool. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's I'm glad that you talked about that because there's so many shows out there that talk about, who's the top player and this and that. And one of the things that I really enjoy about sports are the stories. A couple weeks ago, we had Michael Bennett on, former Viking, former Wisconsin Badger, and he talked about his struggles post-career. So for people like you to bring this to light even more is really powerful because, everyone does deal with something like you just said. So to give a platform for that is amazing. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. I mean, it really is. I think the more people that see it or understand it and know that you can talk to anybody, and that it's not a problem or it's not, don't be ashamed. You know what I mean? Like I said, everybody looks at Facebook and Twitter, all that stuff. It thinks like everybody's life is so great and it's awesome. And, they're in the Bahamas and this and that. Yeah, that's great. But, that's not reality. It's kind of like the highlights. It's almost like watching SportsCenter's top 10, like, oh, that team's awesome. It's like, well, that was one highlight, the rest of the time, they're dealing with this or they're doing that. So I know it's difficult, but that has been a cause sometimes of people having issues, like watching Facebook all day and thinking like, oh man, my life stinks. Like, no, it doesn't. And everybody's doing something. So as much as you understand, I can understand that, you won't feel so bad because that's just not reality.
Yeah,
definitely.
Did you have a mentor kind of, early on in the industry, even now that you kind of looked up and that guided you through, your career?
Yeah, one of my favorite guys, one of my really good friends is his name is Mark Vandermeer. He's the play-by-play voice for the Houston Texans on the radio, and they're director of broadcasting down there in Houston. When I went to UMass, where I went to school, he was the Minutemen, voice of the Minutemen for the 4 years that I was there on the student radio station, and he really helped me out. He actually helped me get my first job at Delaware right out of school, so that was very thankful and appreciative of that. And he's kind of, a guy that I can go to and ask him for advice and watching my games or listening to my tape. It's just a really good friend and just a super guy. It makes you feel good because, everybody's in this together and there's plenty of games to go around. And when you become friends, you get to know these people. That's what it's all about. Like, I'm doing the same thing with our folks on ESPN. I mean, you kind of know them, but you don't really know them. And when you really get to know them, they're good people, play-by-play guys, analysts, reporters. And I think that goes a long way. You just worry about yourself, do the best you can do, and the rest takes care of itself.
Awesome.
Wanted to talk a little Gophers before we let you go. First on the basketball side of it. So early on in the season, Daniel Oturu was projected as a lottery pick. Now he's more late first round, early second round. How do you see him translating, into the NBA once he does go pro?
Yeah, it's interesting because there's just so many things about it. Like, you can look at all the specs and this and that. I don't know. I mean, I always like to hear about like what the coaches think and what, outside of just, the numbers, and how is this guy as a person? How can he, work with his teammates? What else does he bring to the table? I mean, I think that's kind of the important stuff that, when a guy like that will work on those things and be better in all areas, that he could be, he could be a solid force. I mean, that's what you got to do. I mean, it's not just one thing, But yeah, no, I think so. I mean, I think it's got opportunities for sure. I mean, and the team as well. I mean, it's a tough league. This year. I mean, there's so much. Like one night you look at somebody or a team and you're like, they're awesome, and then the next day you're like, they stink. Like that's just the way it is this year. College basketball.
Yeah.
And then on the football end of it, the Gophers and PJ Fleck had a unbelievable season last year. What are your thoughts on the future of the Gopher football team, and also your thoughts on what PJ Fleck's doing there?
Yeah, I think it's been awesome. I almost had a game this year there that I moved around, but I was looking forward to going out there. I like the attitude. I like the excitement. I know the whole row the boat thing, but it's great. It's like it brings attention and stuff to the program. I was very familiar with and actually good friends with Kirk Siraka, who's the offensive coordinator. He was at Delaware when we won the championship in 2003. He was the coordinator there. Now I know he's at Penn State, so that's going to be a big loss. But I think they'll be able to, throw that back in, and they'll have another really good season because the culture has changed a little bit now. Like if he keeps this thing going and fan support's there and the excitement's around it, you change the culture, and now it's kind of a name of like, yeah, look out for this team. It's not what it used to be. So I'm excited for you guys and for what they could do.
Awesome.
And where can our viewers and followers find you on social media at Mike?
Yeah, you had said it earlier. Mike Corey Sports, at Mike Corey Sports, or Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all over the place. And then MikeCoreySports.com is the website. But yeah, thank you so much. And excited to talk to you guys for a little bit today. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here in my game today in Florida, Tennessee. It should be fun.
Well, we'll be tuning in. Make sure to share this. We'll tag you on social media. And then before we hang up with you, can you give us the famous 4-letter word exit when you're done with an interview?
When I'm done with an interview, well, I don't know. I don't know what you're saying.
Don't they do like Mike Corey, ESPN?
Oh, yeah. No, my line when I finish up saying whatever I say, whatever time of the day it is, I just say, have a great day, everyone, or have a great night, everyone, or have a great weekend, everyone. That's kind of my final word. You'll probably hear again today.
There you go, Mike. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. You have a good rest of your day, all right?
You guys, too. Thanks so much for having me on. It's good to talk to you.
Thanks, Mike. Take care.
Beautiful.
All right, you too.
Thanks.
There we go.
Mike Corey.
Nothing like having an ESPN guest on Twist. No big deal.
Yeah, thank you to Bricks Boatworks for the sponsoring that interview. That was great. Mike Corey.
So before we proceed, I do see we got some people watching. That's awesome. That's what we appreciate.
Dog.
If you could do us a favor and go ahead and smash that share button while you're viewing this right now so you can help us help you.
Dog, I know you're not doing
about.
anything. Share
So
that,
go
dog.
ahead. Share that. Smash that. Get it. All right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Absolute Sports Cards, where we are live and on location. He's screaming, share it too. So
share it up.
if you want to come down, join the fun, buy some cards, buy some memorabilia. Greg's been eyeing this Tiger Woods over here.
There's a Tiger Woods thing. Don't buy that. I'm gonna get that.
He's
sometime.
saving up for that now.
Yeah, Michael Jordan. Apparently, the hot sellers right now are Zion and Patrick Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes.
Giannis.
Obviously.
Greg
Oh,
says
Tiffany,
Giannis.
I shared it. Smash it.
Smash it. That's what I'm talking about, Tiffany.
Thanks,
Way to go.
Tiffany. So thank you for our first interview. Let's kick off the show.
Let's go. Headlines for the week, guys. Number 1, Fury beats Wilder in TKO. Fury scored a pair of knockdowns in a dominating victory that ended in the 7th round when Wilder's corner threw in the towel before an electric sold-out crowd of 15,816 on Saturday night at MGM Grand Garden Arena. Fury retained the lineal heavyweight championship and seized Wilder's WBC belt with the win. There we go. Next one. Gophers lose in a heartbreaker to number 9 Maryland, 74-73. Gophers led by 16 at the half. However, Maryland continued to chip away at the lead, which led to a 3-point with seconds remaining to take a 1-point lead. Gophers now head to Madison for Sunday's matchup, where they will get the W. Number 3, Badgers beat number 19 Michigan, 81-74. Badgers had a lead of 10 at half and continued to hang on. Leading the way was 6-foot junior Demetric Trice with 28 points. Number 4, Alabama's Henry Ruggs wows at the NFL Combine with a 4.27 time in the 40.
And he was upset about that.
Yes,
he
he
wanted
was.
to break the record.
Well, he's
was
probably faster
he was
than that.
0.05.
We'll see him at Pro Day.
Yeah.
No big deal. But former Washington wide receiver John Ross, currently with the Cincinnati Bengals, ran a 4.22. All right. Now just think, Tyreek Hill ran a 4.24.
Yeah.
So Ross ran a 4.22.
It
That
still
is
sucks.
the record, at least since electric timing format began in 99. Before that, Bo Jackson hand timed 4.12 in 1986. Smashed it. There you go. Last but not least, the Minnesota Wild
Yeah.
beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-0 last night. In the last 2 games, they have won by a combined score of 12-1.
Wow.
So that's our ice. That's our headlines. Thanks for smashing that share.
And we're back.
And we're back.
There
We had some technical difficulties. I pressed the wrong button, but thank you
you go. End the segment.
for the headline.
Now we get to learn something.
Like I always say, you're about to get learned.
That's about it. You got what you needed, bud?
Hey, thanks for stopping in.
Thanks for stopping in and have a good one.
By the way, I would
go.
do this too. If I just showed up at a sports car store or something,
Oh, yeah.
and there are people doing a podcast, I would walk behind.
Oh, so would I.
I'd be this guy.
I do
That's
the
awesome.
stairs where you're.
Hey, little buddy, you want to wave at the camera? Say hi.
No,
No, you're good? I don't
Matt,
blame you.
leave the kids alone. Anyway, events in history. Greg was giving me grief because it is a leap year. Okay, but there are stuff going on. Let's see. Oh, I was like where they would go. Okay, thank you, Tiffany. In 1940, American golfer Jimmy Demaret wins his 3rd PGA Tour event within an 8-day span,
Jimmy.
taking the St. Petersburg Open by 1 stroke from Byron Nelson. Also in 1940, Detroit's Cecil Tiny Thompson becomes the first goaltender in NHL history to play 40 or more games for 12 straight seasons. Milestone comes in a 3-1 Red Wings loss at Toronto. More events in history. 1956, MLB's Cleveland Indians franchise is sold for nearly $4 million. Former player and the team's general manager, Hank Greenberg, is part of the new ownership group. In 1960, United States Family Circus comics begin. The popularity syndicated comic strip Family Circus, created by Bill Keane, makes its debut.
Such a cute family.
1972, Hank Aaron signs largest contract, signs a $200,000 contract,
All in.
becoming the first player in League Baseball to get that big of a contract. Wow.
Also, the only player in Major League Baseball other than Jackie Robinson to have his number retired by 2 different teams.
Fun fact, Greg.
Cool.
Way
Thanks,
to go.
Greg. 1976. American driver Richard Petty wins the only Winston Cup race run on Leap Day, which is today, but not 1976 today.
Leap day.
Taking the Carolina 500 at Rockingham by 2 laps over Darrell Waltrip. Something funny, Matt.
Keep going. You're doing great.
And lastly, in 2012, Monkees singer Davy Jones dies. Look at Greg's face.
A monkey that sings?
Was that your idol?
Well,
Greg's face goes,
I watched this show as a kid.
Yeah.
Hey, we're the
monkeys.
monkeys.
We like to monkey around.
We're just monkeying around.
Whatever.
Something like
We're
that.
too busy singing to put anybody down.
Holy cow. Great job.
Singer of the popular 60s group, the Monkees, died at age 66 after suffering a heart attack. So, yeah.
R.I.P.
Sorry, Greg.
Live and learn.
All right.
Put your hands together for the twist topics of the week.
There we go.
All right.
Twist topic number 1.
Numero uno. There it is.
Mike put so much effort into that, and you
I
talk
boxed
over
him.
it.
I
You talk
knocked
over
it
it.
out. Just boxed him.
Good Lord.
I like it.
Boxed me up.
There you go.
Is there a better sports story than the past one this past week where the Zamboni driver filled in as the emergency goalie?
Love it.
42-year-old guy, and I learned that every arena has an emergency goalie, so he's used to playing with the team that he was actually competing against.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. But I thought the funniest part about it was when they interviewed him after, just straight Canadian, their accent. But I mean, he was just the prototypical guy, and he just loved every second of it. Cool part about it was it's a kidney transplant recipient, and this was kind of like his moment to shine.
Sure.
And it was really neat.
And how badly it could have gone after the first 2 shots were goals. Like, think about that. You get put in the game, first 2 shots on you, give up 2 goals. Then you go into the locker room in intermission, and you're basically like, I got this. But during warm-ups, let's limit the shots on me, guys.
Yeah.
Trying to get his head right. But that's pretty awesome, man. He is the E-Bug, the emergency backup goaltender.
Yeah.
The E-Bug.
Well, you guys didn't even answer the question.
What? Is there a better story?
Yeah.
Obviously not with
No,
all the
it's-
passion I'm showing right now.
Yeah, there is.
What's
it's called
that?
Rudy.
Okay, first of all, of all time,
Rudy.
I thought we were saying of the week.
No.
how
here we
about the Miracle on Ice?
Yeah, there's many.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not,
So it's
that
not
was a
the
team.
best.
That wasn't one man. Okay.
All right.
Daniel
Okay.
Rudiger.
Okay, then how about Vince Papali?
Yeah, there you go. Huh?
The
Who
answer,
actually played like 3 seasons in the NFL
There you
after
go.
being a 30-year-old substitute teacher.
Number 2.
Let you have it. Here we go.
Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, like Matt already mentioned, was
Yeah.
this past weekend. What were your takeaways from the fight?
That the pre-game introductions
Antics.
were nuts. Like, you come out getting carried in a throne, and then you got another guy that comes out looking like a cyborg. Like what? I mean, he's blinging. I'm sure Greg will get to this later. I know he will get to
He
this later.
wants to.
I wanna do
But
it right
yeah,
now.
I mean, nobody expected Fury to come out and attack. They thought he would just be the better boxer and make it go the distance and win in points. But he smashed dude, made him bleed out his ear.
I thought the greatest part about it was, regardless of the outcome, because of all the hype, because of all of the pomp and circumstance before, the heavyweight division's finally back.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember what I'm going to talk about later, watching boxing in like the late 80s, early 90s. And this is the first time since Tyson Holyfield. I mean, Lennox Lewis was popular, but these guys aren't going anywhere. And Lennox Lewis is an American, so it's not as homegrown, but
Sure.
they're back now. The heavyweight division's back. And I think it's really cool because I think that's what draws those big pay-per-view audiences.
Which I was one of them. I went over to a buddy's and we rented the fight, and you're watching kind of the the pregame, and Wilder the whole time he's getting taped up, he's walking around, he's wrestling, and then they show Fury who's sitting there wearing goofy clothes, just clowning around. I mean, it's hard not to root for this guy. I mean, I didn't, I was rooting for America, which is what you do. But it was fun leading up to it. I could go without all the, the
glitz and glamour.
Yeah, there was these two midgets lip syncing that came out. I don't know if you saw
They
that.
prefer little people.
Are they?
Whatever. I don't even think they were, but I mean, it was the fight itself was fun. Wilder, you could tell, lost his legs probably in the third round, and it was just a matter of time. I mean, it's hard for to go against a 6'9", 270-pound, man child who really did get him. But I mean, somebody who's undefeated, his one tie was to Fury. I think he was 42-0-1 at the time. I mean, that's just insane. You don't see that anymore. So it's fun to get that back for boxing. I had a good time watching it, threw down $20.
Yeah.
Good money.
Yep.
Twist topic number 3. Numero 3.
So the NFL Combine has been going on for the past few days.
The Underwear Olympics.
Part 1 of Twist topic number 3 are, what are some of your takeaways from the Combine so far? You like how I said part 1 and not 0.5?
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. That was good.
I like that.
You're live on Twitter, bud.
Yeah, say what up.
Oh, he's running off.
There you go.
Hey!
I like the part of the Combine I like is that the teams are getting what they need to get out of the Combine. They're doing they even say when you go to the Combine, it's the interview, how you present yourself, how you carry yourself. These guys are going to show them what they can do on the field at their individual pro days with their teams. So the fact that Burrow, Tua, all these quarterbacks that they're talking about are doing their interviews, and that's what these guys really like.
Sure.
Yep.
The teams, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, my takeaways were that Jonathan Taylor runs a 4.39.
Yeah.
Leading all the backs. Saquon ran a 4.4, so he just barely edged off that. Saquon weighs a little bit more. So
And Jonathan Taylor's still a big boy.
Yeah. 226 pounds compared to Saquon's 233.
What I like about when you bring up Taylor,
Sure.
the thing I like about it is
Everything. He's from Wisconsin.
No, the thing I like about the Combine is this gives the teams, because the one concern about Taylor is, can he hold on to the football and can he catch the football?
Yeah.
He can run like a rocket, but
He's a beast.
now run like a rocket and catch the ball.
Sure.
And that's gonna put him into the first round, versus the second round.
Yeah.
Well, Henry Ruggs, Greg mentioned he ran an official 4.27 and then followed that up with an unofficial 4.31.
Yep.
So he's got the cake for the fastest 40. I thought the coolest story was Arizona State's Michael Turk. He was the only kicker or punter to take part in the bench press combine.
And killed it.
Put up 25 reps at 225. Now let's put this in perspective. It means that the 6 foot 1 inch 226 Turk did better in the bench than all but one of the tight ends who participated Thursday, and better than all 33 of the wide receivers.
Sure.
And if I was a general manager or a scout, I would say that's great, but how strong is your leg?
That's true. Yeah, I've never heard of them. Some of the takeaways for the 40-yard dash. Jalen Hurts ran a 4.59. Let's see here. Jerry Jeudy, 4.45. Donovan People-Jones, 4.48. And one of the biggest names, probably the first receiver to go, CeeDee Lamb, 4.5.
Yeah, Mike's got all these official 40-yard dash times. Did they even invite Jake Fromm to the Combine?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I watched it. Looked great. Looked sharp. Love it. Also, let's
Tiny
talk
hands.
about tiny hands, but who
third round
doesn't?
pick.
So does Burrow. Let's talk about Mekhi Becton.
Mekhi Becton.
You know who I'm talking about?
No. Let's talk about him.
Offensive tackle, 364 pounds,
That's
and he
a big
ran
boy.
a 5'1".
And he's 6'7".
6'7", and he's
Wow.
got 13% body fat.
Ooh.
Think about
That's
that.
a lot of muscle.
That dude's a beast. And just to see somebody like that move that fast,
That guy
that's
should
scary.
fight Tyson Fury.
I don't know. He'll get paid. He's going to go get paid regardless.
So 3.1.
Ooh,
So with all the people in the combine, we have a draft coming up in 54 days. So Greg,
yes, sir.
we'll start with you.
Okay.
Draft needs for your Green Gay Packers.
All right. We were just talking with this. I was just talking about this with Mike, the guy who owns the sports card store here.
Absolute
Sports
Yeah.
Cards. Number one is if the Packers can get Austin Hooper in free agency, which is what they're looking at doing right now, they fill their tight end need. What they need to do is they need that's enough of that over there.
Hey, get out.
They need a wide receiver and they need a middle linebacker. If
Yeah.
they can fill in the Blake Martinez void, they're going to be looking good. You can pick
Your
up
buddy Blake.
Yeah. You can pick up a wide receiver in the second or third round as long as you can get fill that the middle linebacker spot, and assuming that you have tight end taken care of before the draft.
Maybe a little.
Those are your only
Patrick
holes
Queen.
as a
Or
middle linebacker and a.
We were 13-3, went to the NSA championship game.
Yeah, that's
we're doing just fine.
So-
in your
on to
words, it
next
was
year.
a fluke.
What was a fluke?
Them.
The Packers?
They overexceeded.
They overexceeded, but they're still better than
So
anyone that
any
was
names? Do
below
you have
them.
any names for the inside linebacker?
No.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple.
Okay.
You got Patrick Queen, who in a lot of mock drafts, he's from LSU.
A
Yep.
queen would look great in
It'd
green
be
and
great.
gold.
Yeah, and then you also have Zach Bond.
Okay.
Is that how you say his name? He's from Wisconsin.
Yeah. Bond.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe you stay homegrown. You know, 'cause nobody else wants.
The Packers have never done that. They passed up on every Watt possible. All three of them. I don't think.
Sounded like a good idea because they all are trash.
Wow. I'm done. Okay. Well, what are you going to do with the Vikings?
I'm just trying to egg them on here so they come on the show. I thought you were handling
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Now we're going to go to the Vikings segment, which should take about 4 hours because they got to fill all.
We got
their
a
needs.
Packer fan right here saying they crashed at the end of the season. We need to step it up.
Tiff,
Yeah.
All right,
relax.
I'll
Tiff. We're
start
13-3.
the Vikings
Oh,
segment.
here you go.
Right?
Free agent linebacker there for you.
There you go. Thanks, dog.
Appreciate it, Mike. All right, so I'll start with the Vikes. I think right away, first round, you take the best available offensive lineman. That's what I'm thinking, like Isaiah Wilson from Georgia or Austin Jackson from USC.
Another 6'7".
Just pack the line. Pack the line. I know we have a lot of needs, especially our secondary, but pack the line. Zim will figure out defensively. I have faith in that, especially after you get rid of all the egos in the backfield. So that's the way I say it. What do you say?
All right. Well,
Vikings needs.
I have offensive line. I have cornerback. I have defensive line. I have wide receiver. And I have quarterback. What I would like to see is Trayvon Diggs. First round, cornerback, Alabama, 6'2", lengthy fella. He's also Stephon Diggs. Bro.
So you want to pick him up and then trade his bro?
No, let's keep him now.
Oh,
you think
now
that's
you
the
want
only way
to
you're
keep
gonna
him. Here we go. Trade him is right.
But
Thank you.
Trayvon is obviously talented. I say you get him in the first round.
Yeah.
You know, but there's also, like you said, Austin Jackson. Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa is a beast. I don't think he'll be there when the Vikes are picking. I believe we're at 25. Defensive line, you got AJ Espinosa, Iowa, or Penn State's Yatur Gross Matos, who are both beasts. The wide receivers, though, I don't take. So my first round is either going to be an offensive lineman or, like I said, I'm sticking with it. Cornerback, Trayvon Diggs. He's a guy who can come in, who can start and play immediately.
Yep.
With our second round pick, I'm going Gophers. Going Antoine Winfield Jr. We're getting our safety help there.
I love that.
You know, otherwise, third round pick, we get Tyler Johnson. We do draft our guys.
Yes, we do.
We're going to. It's going to be either a Tyler Johnson, who was only doing a few things yesterday, but looked like Tyler Johnson. He's a great guy. And here's my fourth round pick.
You're going 4 deep.
He's going 40
Jalen Hurts, Oklahoma.
if he's there.
I don't think he's last.
I don't
that
think
long.
he's-
Then we
lasting that
take him in the third, and we take one gopher.
I mean,
but Jalen Hurts
Sure.
on this team, we get a mobile
I love it.
quarterback.
You see his tape from the combine?
Yeah, I think he's late second,
Sharp.
early third. I think
he makes the
yeah.
second round. I don't see him slipping past that. But I mean, I wish we could take
Right now,
Fromm
he's a
deep,
projected
but he's
third
going in the
round pick.
first, So
Fromm is not going in the first.
he's going.
He'll be
I
a
thi-
second.
I think that the Viking fans have to take a lot of credit here. Mike just had a list. Matt had a list that consists of who they need, what they need to improve on
Sure.
for the first time in a long time. It didn't include kicker.
Never know. You know, we've had so much success drafting kickers in the past. So that was a good one, Greg. You've been saving that one up all week. It's excellent.
I've been waiting all week for that one.
All right, next. Can't deal with it. When he starts smiling like a drunken Scotty, I just can't handle it. Oh, he's done.
Sorry about that.
On to the next.
Twist topic number 4.
Howlin'.
The new look Wolves. Trust the process. What are you guys' thoughts on our new look puppies?
I love the fact this is going to sound goofy, but that they got fined because D'Lo didn't play and didn't have injury. That means that he's considered, a high quality player in a nationally televised game. Well,
No, you know what's bogus about that, Greg? Is
What?
that the Clippers can have load management with Kawhi. The Lakers can have load management because they're good teams. So because they're in the contention for the playoffs and they're already in, they aren't accused of tanking. So they don't get fined, which is bullcrap. See, we can't do load management because that means we're tanking.
We can't do load management because we can't do anything right. They literally said this was going to be my rant, and it's not because I have something else that pissed me off even more. But this is just Minnesota sports at its finest.
Beautiful.
They literally said, we're resting him. We're resting him.
Yeah, why don't you
and
say
it's a
Sarquad?
nationally televised game.
NBA.
we know what the rule is, and we're going to break it.
We're going to break it. They can't even cheat right.
Say he stubbed his toe.
Oh, my God.
Just
Yeah.
say something.
He's got
sore.
a flu.
He's got migraines. He's dealing with it.
anything.
Oh my god.
Oh God, it's just it's inevitable. We always just
Yeah.
got Nick Hilton here saying Matty Ben's looking like a pimp.
You already know.
Sit down.
Thanks, Nick.
Appreciate it.
It's just
Nick, go ahead and share that. Smash that share button for us.
Yep.
Show me some love.
Absolute Sports Cards and Savage. We
big
are
deal.
live.
It's no big deal.
Come and get some sports memorabilia.
Go ahead, follow them on everything.
So anyway, the new look Wolves. Your thoughts?
Just lose. Just keep losing.
I think that the best thing to come out of all those trades, trading away the entire team, was Beasley.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
do not
100%.
think. I don't think they expected anything from him.
We
Now-
did. We gave up a first round pick for him.
No. What I'm saying is that anything past this year, now they're looking at how can they financially keep him for next year. Right now, I don't think that Booker looks like a slam dunk that D'Lo and the Cat are going to come after him.
Or he's a trading piece.
Because I think that Beasley's playing so well. I think that he was the type of guy who just needed an opportunity. He couldn't find minutes.
Well, of course, yeah.
Sitting on the end of the bench. Now he's getting his minutes and he's taking advantage of it. Good for him.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
Greg for
I
you
like
right
that
there.
one. I like it. Beautiful, Greg.
Yeah, Beasley is a beast. The nice thing about him, which we're not used to with the Timberwolves, is he hustles all over the court, and he can stroke the three, and that's what Rosas wanted to do. So the second part of that was getting Hernan Gomez, who's a 4 who can stroke. I wasn't sold on him originally, but I think he'll be back with the team. You got D'Lo at 1, you got Malik at 2, obviously Towns at the 5, Hernan Gomez at the 4. I like a lot of the pieces,
Yeah.
So
Just keep losing.
keep
That's
losing.
Yeah. There's always next year.
Number 5.
Oh, number 5. Yeah.
Oh, Cinco.
There it is.
All right.
Woo. Fabulous.
So we're all going to be our own general managers for Twist Topic
Success.
number 5. He is the
Rosas.
real MVP.
Way to go, Jack. Baby
Thanks,
boy
Jack.
Sharon.
All
Share
right,
it.
so Greg's going to start. We're picking 2 players to start your NBA franchise
Yeah.
with.
Do I
Take it
do-
away.
Do I do both mine?
Can you pronounce the first?
Giannis Antetokounmpo. That is
Got
how you
him.
pronounce it. That is
Boo!
now the other player I'm going to take is my favorite player in the NBA, whose name is less than 20 letters long.
Okay, go ahead.
Luka Doncic.
Oh, you pronounce that one good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, both international players, but the thing I like about Luka is he'll play anywhere, he'll do anything, and he doesn't even look like an NBA player.
Sure.
He looks like the type of guy in your office that, just got done delivering the mail to everyone else. He just doesn't look like an NBA player. And
Love
it's just, I love watching him.
So he's ugly.
Well, no, he just doesn't look like an NBA player. I mean, Giannis.
He looks like a spider.
Giannis
human
looks like an
spider.
NBA player.
I guess.
All right, Mike, who do you got?
So Greg and I talked earlier this week, and he said, you're going to be surprised because this isn't just about picking two players. It's about picking two players who mesh well
Correct.
on the court together.
Correct.
Now, Greg's two don't mesh well.
No.
My two do.
Sure.
And I'm going to start, and I'm going to go with one of the same. And his name is Luka.
Yeah.
Luka's a 6'7", 230-pound, 20-year-old.
20. He turned 21 yesterday. Yesterday
Okay.
was his birthday. He was 21.
Leap year.
Okay.
Whatever.
Go ahead.
And I'm going to throw in Ben Simmons.
What?
Yeah.
You would start a team with Ben Simmons?
Okay.
Oh, 100%.
The 76ers don't even want him anymore.
Put a
Oh,
question mark
whatever.
on that. That's all right, though. This is all opinions.
Also,
Greg.
Ben
Get off
Simmons
them.
is 23. He's 6'10", 240, and a point guard. So right
Yeah.
now, my two players are running the court who can mesh well with each other, who can pass, who can shoot. Luka can shoot. He's a baller.
Yeah. And yeah. First of all, Giannis is 25. So it's not like he's in his
6
40s.
years. No, but he's not as young as Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons can
okay,
ball.
What position?
He can. They're going to get the other three starters on my team
Hopefully
an opportunity.
Hopefully those three guys are better than Ben Simmons.
Jack's
Oh,
cheesing
yeah.
on you right
Yeah, I
now.
know he is. Whatever, Jack.
Oh, I love it. All right, can
Who do
I
you
go
got,
now? Can I go now?
Yes.
Please. All right, sounds
He
good.
doesn't even have a list of two. He's got a list of 50 over
I got the
here.
whole list. I broke them down one by one. So I'm going
Unbelievable.
to start out with the most electrifying scorer in basketball, James Harden, the beard. That's who I'm putting on my squad.
You got 6
Number
guys on
one.
defense?
Okay,
He's
now,
old.
Now you basically don't have to put anybody else with them that can score. You're only supposed to do that to Greg.
Well,
All right, let me
that
get
was-
my bid in.
That was insane.
All right, so I got James Harden. That's what I'm starting out with. Okay, beautiful. Averaging 36 points a game. Come on, who does that, dude? Who does that? No one. Okay, second guy that I'm going with.
He is.
Who am I going with?
Carl.
The Claw. Give me Kawhi, the best defensive player, best two-way basketball player in the league. Let's go. So you got Kawhi, you got Harden. You got Harden for when Kawhi's only sitting out, load management. Let's put him on the shelf because he's going to play forever. Love it. He gets rings. He'll get Harden a ring. It's a beautiful thing. Those are my two guys.
You guys lost. in
Oh,
this.
absolutely
How did
not.
I lose?
First of all, you picked Harden, who has never played a second of defense.
You
in
got
his
the
life.
grandpas
That's
of the
okay.
NBA.
Yeah. And you took
This
Ben,
is a team for the next 10, 15
So you
years.
build around. You know, in free agency, how many people are going to want to come play with Claw and Harden?
don't want to play.
Come
Don't
on.
want to play with.
Who's going to play with Ben
no
Simmons?
one wants to play with Harden. Throwing him the
Oh,
ball is like
come
throwing into a
on.
black hole.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
not passing
You're
it to
not
Kawhi.
getting it back.
This is about two players that mesh.
They will
Paul
match.
George, you could
Luka,
have picked Paul.
What do you
Giannis.
mean?
No, Luka
Look at
and
what
Ben.
Westbrook is doing with Harden right now.
We would like to set up a poll. Please
Are you
respond.
kidding
Find
me?
out who had the best two players.
Sean, give me some love. Give me some love.
No, who had the best two?
Look at right there. He
Luka
says it.
and Giannis.
Let's go. I know.
He's got more to prove.
Absolute saying, why didn't we choose Zion? I gotta make some more money off his cards before I pick him. I think that's about it.
So here's our A Day in the Life segment where you get to know your hosts on a more personal level.
Sure.
Ben's.
Yeah. So
Let's hear-
instead of the day in my life, I'm going to do a day in my fiance's life this week. How
Oh,
about that? We'll switch
wow.
it up. So my fiance Taylor works at Bill's Toggery and Shakespeare. If you don't know about him and you need some custom wear, custom shirts, suits, tuxedos, go see him. Ask for Taylor. That's my fiance. Anyways,
Free
she
plug.
free plug. No big deal. She is bringing multiple boxes into the bathroom. There is a little divot, and she decides to roll her ankle and then smash her knee into the concrete.
Ooh.
So she's looking like an NBA veteran right now today with her knee brace and ankle brace on. And she asks, does it look weird? And I say, nope, looks like you earned paper.
Beautiful.
Good for her.
Go ahead.
Do you guys do DFS for basketball?
Daily fantasy sports for basketball. I do not. I try to stay out because I lost so much money this year in football. But I know you're a hustler in it, and I know you're our DFS go-to.
We are in a league, just
Yeah.
a regular fantasy league. Greg is out of the playoffs.
Yep.
He's trash.
All my guys are steady hurt.
Garbage.
Matt will make the playoffs. I'm looking for a first round bye. So what's new? Day in the life. Day in the life. Well, I'm picking up the kiddos today after the show.
Yeah.
We're going to a kiddo's birthday party,
Nice.
so that'll be horrible. But after that, we're going to go to my new apartment.
Oh, there you
We're going to
go.
go to the apartment for the first time, and they can check it out and have some fun, probably eat some pizza.
Yeah.
That'll be my cheat day today. So,
Cheat day.
yep. 35 pounds down, Taylor.
Proud of you.
So,
I'm proud of you, Reeves.
yep, thanks. Thanks,
All right.
Taylor.
My day in the life was pretty much every day this week was
Wow.
pretty much the same thing at work. It was sending out proposals and not getting a response.
Ooh.
Do you people think that I do this for fun? I got to get paid.
Pay the man.
Respond to my proposal. You like it? You like the price? You like the
Yes.
program?
Yeah.
Respond. I'll send you
There
an
you
SOW. Sign your name. I get the commission. Let's go.
All right.
All right. Man, that's a great pitch.
That was.
I like that.
I'm hoping that they
don't you
they
just tell
respond
them
to you.
What's that?
Just let him know.
Yeah, please respond.
Just say, hey,
Maybe I'll put that little clip at the bottom
just
of
say,
my
I don't
email.
do this for free. It's beautiful.
So every week, Green Bay Greg gives us a player to watch for the upcoming week. Greg, who you got?
I got Jason Tatum. And the reason is because there is, and yes, I'm from Milwaukee.
Numero Cero.
There's a lot of hype around whether or not the Bucks will win 70 games, but once it comes to the playoffs, who's going to compete against them? And I think that the best player to watch leading up to the playoffs is Jason Tatum. He's the reason why the Celtics are so good. He's the reason why they're so consistent. Everyone else has good weeks, bad weeks. Jason Tatum is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Watch him.
Watch him. I'm hoping you talk Zion one of these. but-
I did. The first week he was back.
No, you talked about what's his face?
Ja Morant.
Ja.
But that was the week before I
Ja.
took picks on. I can go back in my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about Zion when he was coming back from an injury. I
Sure.
don't think you did him as a player to watch. So
Player to watch. Zion and his coach right there.
I'm going to go get Mike.
no, that would be sports rants time.
Oh, sports rants.
Yeah, we'll call him over when we're ready. You can just sit down there, Matthew.
Well, I'm excited about that.
All right. Well, why
He's
don't
the
you?
card guru.
Why
Yeah.
don't you start off with your
He's
rants?
helping some customers
With
in
my
here.
rant?
Yeah,
It's like a broken record, but I'll go with it. So my rant for the week is focused on, imagine that, Gopher basketball once again. This is the first time since 2017, 2018 that Patino has lost 3 consecutive home games. You can make the case that the Gophers could have been 3-0 in those games. They were outscored 11-0 in the final 5 minutes and 25 seconds against Iowa. They were outscored 8-0 in the last 2+ minutes following the Indiana loss, and they were outscored 10-1 in the final 2 minutes against the Terrapins. Yeah, it's just dry, man. They start so hot and they can't finish games. They have talent, but they don't have enough depth, so their bench is dry as crap. You need to find a coach that's more energetic, somebody that the kids want to come and play for. Go ahead and get Minnehaha Academy's head coach. Why not? That's where all the talent's
Oh my
coming from
God.
these days. So that's just my rant, man. I'm not going to get my blood pressure up.
Where are we?
Where are we?
Where are we?
Absolute Sports Cards.
That's
Savage.
where we're at,
Get
Jack.
down here. Come buy something.
Everything's for sale back
Jeez.
here.
You
No,
think it
over
ain't?
there?
You
Over
think it
there?
ain't?
Back there?
Signed Jordan jersey.
Oh
Come get
my
it.
God.
Come get it. It's already framed.
Get your life together.
It's no big deal.
Greg,
All right, my rants.
he doesn't
Okay,
have a
there's-
hat to go
there-
backwards, and he's looking for kids.
I know there's kids here.
around.
I know. I had 2 different rants I was going to do, and it depended on the audience that was here, so I got to keep the clean one. Deontay Wilder complained 3 days after the fight that the reason why he was sore and tired was because of the 40 to 45 pound outfit that he wore to the ring during the Tyson Fury fight. The most intimidating heavyweight champion of all time, Mike Tyson, used to walk into the ring wearing a towel around his head. He cut a hole in it, put a bath towel around his head, walked into the ring.
Do you know why?
Flexing.
Because he had
For the blood when he was biting ears.
Just
okay.
flexing.
My point is, if you have to spend all that money and all that energy walking into the ring with a 45 pounds of garb, you're hiding something. I think that what that is talent. You don't have it. I had to give the clean one.
Doesn't have talent. He was 40. He had 42 wins
you know
and no
what?
losses and a tie.
How about you spend less
How
time?
about you say that to his face?
How about you spend less time worrying about your outfit and more time worrying about beating the guy you're fighting?
Well, the other guy came out who
Gypsy
won
King.
in a king, getting lifted up, and
He obviously
Gypsy
he
King.
could afford to. 'Cause he
Licking blood
won
off
the
his
fight.
neck. Just licking blood.
so that was your PG rant by
That was
GBG.
beautiful. Oh, here we go.
So originally I was going to talk about the Timberwolves until a fun fact came up last night.
Uh-oh.
So I just got my own place.
Yeah.
Just got internet hooked up.
Might as well.
Just got YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Me and GBG were actually going to split the cost.
You gonna watch
Split it.
FSN on that?
I am not going to watch FSN because they canceled it. Last night was the last night FSN is going to be on there.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons, not the only reason,
Sure.
but when I saw the program lineup, it said FSN. I said, well, I can watch the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
I can watch the Twins.
The Twins.
I can watch the Wild.
Bamba.
I can watch everything.
Let's go.
Now I can't watch anything.
Correct.
These
So,
these big box conglomerates,
well, now you know what you're gonna do.
corporate assholes.
You know what you're gonna do.
I don't know what I'm gonna
You're
do.
gonna
I'm
go
looking,
to Hulu Live.
but then I have to pay another $50. I already have Hulu
Ooh, now you got to upgrade
to live for
'cause
$50.
Then you have FSN
So I have to get Hulu for
and just
FSN.
cancel YouTube TV.
Absolutely not.
It's okay.
Not doing that.
You're not gonna do it.
I'm not.
All right, then you can just come over to my crib. We'll watch the games.
Yeah, I'm
Sing
not.
Kumbaya.
I like YouTube TV.
Yeah, I love it.
It's not YouTube TV's fault. It's FSN's fault.
You got to boycott it.
There's my rant.
Good rant.
If we were at Minuteman Press Studio, it would have gotten a lot heavier. Let me tell you.
Me too.
All right.
Notice lately I've been drifting aimlessly.
Greg's song.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what I'm not going to watch today is FSN. That's all I have.
All right. What I am going to be watching today is some college hoops. Maybe flip over and watch our guest Mike Corey on ESPN 2, I believe he's on.
Yep.
But what I'm going to be watching today is Duke versus Virginia. That's a 5 p.m. ESPN game.
Dukies.
Love me some Duke. Definitely
Hometown
love-
Trey.
Yeah, it's
Trey Day.
all about that. But also their games are always still so close because they don't dominate teams this year unless they're
It's not one of those
teams.
high years for them,
no,
for
but
sure.
still they play as a team and they come back and win no matter what they're down by. So that's what I'll be watching. Greg,
I'm gonna watch earlier week's broadcast of The Masked Singer. No, I'm watching Florida,
believe it.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder is the masked singer.
Florida, Tennessee.
he
Mike
ain't
Corey.
singing.
2:00 today.
All right, beautiful.
So, Jack, if we get the first overall pick, do we trade for Booker? Yes. There's not a talented player like Booker
Yeah,
in this
this
year's
draft,
draft.
is garbage anyway. So yeah,
Why would you think they'd give up a first? Yeah, Booker.
Mike, we're ready for you.
I'll let him sit in because I'm good.
No, we're just going to slide down.
Where?
Slide towards me.
Yep.
Slide down, man.
We're going to shimmy down.
Shimmy, shimmy.
You're not shimmied enough, Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
I can't shimmy.
You're the skinniest out of all of us. Scoot.
There we go.
Not
Y'all should
I'm
do a
not
bracket. Chamage. Good Lord.
Not skinny.
Y'all should do a bracket challenge tourney thingy.
We're going to.
We're gonna.
Yeah,
Jack.
not a problem.
So here's the man, the myth,
The legend.
the absolute sports card legend. Mike, introduce yourself.
What's up?
Welcome.
I'm Mike Hansen. I'm one of the owners here at Absolute Sports Cards. Appreciate you guys coming over, man, to check us out.
Not a
Yeah,
problem.
good
This is
stuff.
awesome. The background is obviously something that we've never been able to deal with. So how long have you been, we talked a little bit about this. When did you start collecting?
I started collecting in the late 70s, 77. If I think I'm right around there. So
Sure.
40 years.
Did you still have anything that you
I still have some, but when I opened the store, I kind of got rid of some stuff, and I collect with my son.
Okay.
So that's definitely cool.
Yeah, that is awesome.
We're more basketball cards than we are anything personally. He's got a huge Westbrook collection. I don't know why, but I'm just kidding. That's what he loves.
Yeah.
So he's got about 700 different cards of Westbrook.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah,
This is
so-
just sports cards,
Listen,
no magic cards
no
for you
no.
nerds
Well,
watching.
we have Pokemon, but
You do.
we do. We sell
Okay.
Pokemon. I mean, this
Right
case
there.
is full of nicer stuff.
Ooh.
Couple holographics. in
Yeah,
there?
we got. Yeah, it's the kids. We carry that because the little kids like it.
Of course.
But we're pretty much basically just sports cards. what I call us, we're like the point guard. We like to facilitate the hobby.
Of course.
For everyone that can collect super high end to little kids that quarter 50-cent cards.
And that's what I've noticed since walking around when we got here is, no matter what your budget, you can definitely walk out of here with something to bring home. So that is pretty awesome. What do you got, Greg?
No, what I'd like to know is, are all these things that you have on the walls, the Tiger Woods, the Michael Jordan, all stuff, is this stuff that you've just collected over time?
No,
or do you...
this is stuff that we picked up. I
Okay.
mean, having the store, people bring us stuff all the time.
Okay.
That's just the nature of the business.
Got it.
From good stuff to bad, people bring in there, like you said, the late 80s to early 90s, the junk stuff. That's just how they did it back then.
And it's all ripped and bent and torn. And it's been in horrible plastic cases.
I mean, we sports cards from when we wake up till 10 o'clock at night when I'm still listing cards on eBay, man.
Wow.
Thinking about how we're going to go.
Anthony Tolliver doesn't sell, by the way. I got a signed Anthony Tolliver shoe that I brought in here. So we sold it. I think it got like $10.
That's all right.
Wow.
I'd have been better beating the dog with it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean,
There is a Mike Vick thing up here. So that'll do it.
You guys got any other questions like for me really at all?
So what besides for sports cards, what type of other stuff do you have for sale in here?
Mostly sports cards.
Yeah.
And like I said,
I see a lot of other stuff.
We have memorabilia.
Yeah.
We do carry that. We have a back room with some nicer high end stuff with autographed basketballs, autographed jerseys, autographed, various pictures, different stuff like that.
If someone came in here with a special want and you didn't have it, could you?
We do that. And
They're the point guard, Greg.
That's how I look at it. Really, really. And we facilitate people when they bring in collections. We get them sold for them when they get estates. We don't do a lot of consignment. We try to just buy because it's too much of a pain in the butt to be truthful. But we do. We help people sell their collections when they get inheritance and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the hottest selling cards right now?
Zion, Pat Williams, now baseball pickup, the rookies. It's seasonal. There's a few guys like that have their market. LeBron's always hot.
Yep.
Tom Brady, the guys that have been around for Jordan's still always hot.
Sure.
Kobe's hot, unfortunately, because he passed.
Sure.
But his value picked up where it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
He was underappreciated. And now, So that's my picks are Zion and Zion for guys to start a team with.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm all in on Zion, but
so if you have anything Zion, bring it in.
My favorite
He'll
player,
take
so
it.
I'm partial to him.
I loved him. I'm a Duke
kid.
guy. Ben's like
Good
Duke.
kid. Good kid.
One of my favorite guys to watch.
But I like them all, man. I want all the guys to do good. It helps us. Truthfully,
So then, if anybody wants to see more about you online, what's the website?
We have Absolute Sports Cards LLC. That's our eBay name.
Okay.
And we have Absolute Sports Cards. We're on Facebook, and same with mostly Instagram, Facebook. That's how we do most of our social media.
Excellent.
Yeah, and you guys are great for coming in here to do this.
Well, we appreciate you having us in.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Twist, the Weekend Sports Talk, episode 13. Live on location and about to leave Absolute Sports Cards.
Let's go!
Let's go.
We'll see y'all guys next week.
Love it.
Later.
Good work.
RTFSportsNetwork.com.
Good work. That's good. You guys.
Yeah.